out this clip of her doing some pretty club dance moves, actually, in the hospital right before she gave birth to her daughter Lilibet 4 years ago. It's her and Harry. This has made big news around the world. Everyone's talking about it. It was actually just released.
And in fact, Harry actually mentions it in his memoirs, Spare, that they kind of danced in the maternity room. But it's just so unusual, isn't it? It's not what you expect to see from members of the royal family.
Meghan Markle posted a bizarre video on her social media yesterday, which sent several people into absolute meltdown. It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time. I'm sorry, but I'm going to make you watch it. SOT 24.
1 month, 2 month, 3 month, hit the baby mama when I step into the door.
She's
yeah, I'm pregnant,
supposedly 9 months pregnant in the hospital room.
Meghan Markle just wanted to reclaim her narrative, but instead, she walked straight into a media firestorm, viral backlash, and a South Park takedown that had the whole internet laughing. From PR meltdowns to legal threats that backfired, this isn't just another Hollywood scandal. It's a full-blown cautionary tale unfolding in real time. So what really happened behind those closed doors? And why is everyone in the industry suddenly backing away? Grab your tea because we're breaking it all down drama by drama.
It's called Baby Mama, and it's to this song, Baby Mama, where you dance around like that, and apparently that can bring on labour. So there you have it. In the waiting room, they were trying to bring Lilibet's birth on by doing that because she was overdue, but it really is quite an intimate look at a couple's behaviour behind closed doors.
We're going to stick with the Sussexes because they released an extraordinary and very unexpected video this week. Let's take a look at it before we discuss.
Let me see you get gone. Baby mama, this shot's been pregnant.
Genuinely, it's not often I say my jaw hit the floor, but it did in this case. I mean, I've never seen a video like it.
I assumed it was sort of artificial intelligence generated because
Yes.
there's been so many of those entertaining videos recently. I thought it was one of those. I couldn't believe it was them, but it is.
Meghan Markle just tried to turn a pregnancy moment into a bold promotion, and instead, it turned into one of the biggest PR nightmares of her career. She dropped a video she thought would feel cute, maybe even empowering, but it ended up being mocked everywhere. Instead of sparking love for her Netflix series With Love Meghan, the clip exploded for all the wrong reasons. Then came the test screening, and that's where it all really blew up.
So I try to report the news and let people make up their own mind. But speaking as an individual, you know, that is such a uniquely private moment between you and your partner. And I can understand them wanting to do a fun video around it. The baby was late, you know, you do all sorts of things when that happens. You eating hot curries, going out for a walk, you know. But to then share that with, you know, 3 million followers on Instagram and to know...
Like the gross disrespect to the intimacy and privacy of marriage and childbirth. You know, there are some moments that are supposed to be between a husband and a wife only. And the moments before you give birth to your child is one of them. When you are together in that room and your child is coming. And maybe you do have a fun moment. This is not how I spent my moments before giving birth, but maybe you do have a fun moment. But it's private. It's actually holy. And for her to need to make it into an ego trip, which she's clearly doing. Look at me dancing. I'm still fun and I'm sexy and I have this great marriage. And here's Harry being like a normal guy is disrespectful, I think, to the moment, to the child, and truly to like the sanctity of what goes on for any humans who are actually in that situation. She's drunk on her own ego.
So picture this, Meghan lip-syncing to a trending rap song, cradling her bump, throwing in dramatic hand gestures, and swaying to the beat like she was starring in her own music video. She was clearly feeling herself, but the internet, yeah, they weren't having it. People called it cringy, out of touch, and downright embarrassing. And to make it worse, she linked the post straight to her Netflix show, like it was part of the campaign. That didn't help at all.
Couples' behaviour behind closed doors. But from the royals, you know, over hundreds of years, we've come to expect a certain I suppose, decorum from them. And Harry and Meghan have definitely pushed that envelope over the last few years, and people love them for it. Other people have been critical of it. But, you know, this sort of goes a little bit beyond that. And then I guess it came as a surprise.
They were the ones who drove you there. So she has absolutely no love lost between her and most people who may be somewhat warm towards the royal family, even if we're not big on royalty.
At first, it was just online chatter, Twitter threads, Reddit memes, the usual. But things escalated fast. Netflix held a test screening for With Love Meghan Season 2, and Meghan was front and center, mic in hand, ready to charm the crowd. But when the Q&A rolled around, the vibe completely shifted. Someone asked about the video, not in a rude way, just real. They said it felt off, tone-deaf, even a little insulting to actual moms who face real struggles. That's when Meghan lost it. She clapped back, raising her voice, calling them haters and fake fans, and doubling down on her artistic vision. But by that point, the whole room had turned icy. And when she shouted into the mic so loudly that people actually flinched, that's when Netflix staff knew this wasn't just bad, it was a PR meltdown happening live.
Dancing with a big belly. Harry's there too. She's kind of twerking. She's going to twerk. Here comes Harry. She spreads her legs. She hikes her dress. She circles her genitals around and around. Okay. This is deeply problematic on a number of levels. Number one, here's the problem. We don't like you, Meghan Markle. We don't like you. And no amount of posting videos that you think are going to humanize you will make us like you.
Producers jumped in fast. No security needed. But it got tense. They pulled the mic from her, scrambled to do damage control. One even told the crowd the pregnancy video wasn't part of Netflix's official rollout. It was Meghan's personal project. That made things even worse. The audience realized she'd made it seem like Netflix backed the video when they hadn't, and for a lot of people, that was the final red flag. Behind the scenes, total chaos. Netflix higher-ups were furious. Ted Sarandos, one of the biggest names on the platform, reportedly lost his cool in a follow-up meeting. He'd already been catching heat for keeping Meghan in the lineup, while the backlash piled up. Some say he stuck by her out of pride. Others say they had no choice. They'd already invested millions into With Love Meghan and were just praying it would eventually turn around.
And finally, a lifestyle series starring the Duchess of Sussex is now available on Netflix. With Love, Meghan follows a former actress at home and shares cooking, gardening and also hosting tips. The show is part of a $100 million deal with the streaming site. It was originally due to premiere in January, but wildfires in LA delayed its release.
At this point, even Ted Sarandos couldn't ignore the storm anymore. That chaotic Q&A wasn't just a bad night, it was the moment everything shifted. And what made it worse? It wasn't even the first mess. Just a few days earlier, Meghan had already clashed with a different audience. She wasn't just defensive, she came off hostile when people tried giving honest feedback. But this second blow-up, it went beyond bad. She completely lost control, and it was all caught on camera.
So many of those entertaining videos recently, I thought it was one of those. I couldn't believe it was them, but it is.
From non-working royal to twerking royal then.
Yeah.
Very good, Luke.
She's certainly gone. But Rich, I mean, look, we always want to try and be fair on this programme. We want to try and present a balance. And, there'll be some people who watched that video and thought, oh, it's nice. They wanted to show something fun. They, wanted to present a different side to them. And indeed, we know that this is becoming a bit of a trend.
That footage hasn't leaked yet. But trust me, everyone in the industry knows it's real. And it's already doing damage behind closed doors. You know how Hollywood works. One wrong move and suddenly every studio's pulling back. Networks that were once open to working with Meghan, quietly canceling meetings. Some are shutting down early talks altogether. No one wants to be the next brand dragged down by drama. So now, instead of being seen as bold and headline-worthy, Meghan's reputation is shifting. She's being labeled a liability. And Netflix, they're panicking. Internally, they're trying to clean it all up without drawing even more attention. But it's a mess, and everyone knows it. Ted Sarandos wasn't just annoyed. He was furious. The second Meghan stormed off that Q&A stage, an emergency meeting was booked. Ted, Netflix CEO Greg Peters, legal heads, PR teams, and Meghan all behind closed doors. The vibes were tense. Meghan came in looking visibly shaken, but ready to defend herself. She claimed the pregnancy video was just creative expression, meant to spark conversation about motherhood. But no one was buying it. Ted had reached his limit. He laid it all out. She was making the platform look sloppy, tone-deaf, and just plain desperate.
She's reportedly bullied virtually everybody who's ever worked for her. She can't keep a staff in London. She can't keep a staff in Montecito. She's a bully. She's obsessed with her own ego, face on television, etc., and playing the victim. So no amount of humanizing videos, even if she managed to find one, are going to work. You know, if you actually are a good person, you don't show up at the Uvalde mass school and put yourself on camera and make it about you. You don't see photo op when you see children, which she did.
And the chaos, it didn't start with the video. This had been building for months. Even since With Love Meghan premiered, critics dragged the first season. Viewers dropped off almost immediately. Even internally, Netflix employees were joking that they were just waiting for her contract to run out. But now, the legal team was done waiting. They started picking apart her agreement, searching for any way to end it early without dragging the company into an even bigger disaster. Meanwhile, the PR team had a clear task. Meghan needed to release a calm, reflective statement, something that showed self-awareness, even just a little humility. But she refused. She told them she wouldn't apologize for being passionate. She said she was tired of being silenced. That was the moment, insiders say, when Greg Peters leaned towards Ted and said the line that sealed it all: she's not going to change. And just like that, the strategy shifted. Step 1, cancel every single Q&A on the calendar. Any screenings that were left would still happen, but no more live appearances, no more audience feedback. Meghan's face would stay in the trailers and posters, but only because they had no choice. Behind the scenes, though, she was already being erased from Netflix's future plans. And the biggest sign of that? Season 3 talks were shut down. No big announcement, no meeting, just a quiet internal email that said it all. Development is frozen. What really sent everything downhill wasn't just Meghan's outburst, it was the ripple effect that came after. Her team started scrambling behind the scenes, quietly reaching out to other networks and platforms to test the waters for new projects. But every call they made, ice cold. No one wanted to touch the drama. Word was already spreading fast, and the answer everywhere was the same: not interested. Industry folks were whispering. Executives were talking about that unreleased meltdown footage. Casting directors were steering clear. And some agencies even went as far as telling their talent to stay far away from anything tied to Meghan, at least until the dust settled. This wasn't just a bad moment anymore. It was a full-on reputation crash.
Viral of baby mama and people were dancing. So that was the context. And in fact, Harry actually mentions it in his memoirs, Spare, that they kind of danced in the maternity room. But it's just so unusual, isn't it? It's not what you expect to see from members of the royal family.
I'm a reporter, not a columnist, so I try to report the news and let people make up their own mind. But speaking as an individual, you know, that is such a uniquely private moment between you and your partner. And I can understand them wanting to do a fun video around it. The baby was late, you know, you do all sorts of things when that happens. You eating hot curries, going out for a walk, you know. But to then share...
Meghan, trying to get ahead of the headlines, hopped on Instagram Live. No glam, no filter, just a hoodie, bare face, natural lighting. She called herself misunderstood and claimed the media twisted her message. She said everything she's ever done came from a place of love. But honestly, most people weren't buying it. The comment section was brutal, filled with memes, sarcasm, and fans saying they were done. Even her most loyal supporters were starting to lose faith. Now, Netflix, they were stuck. If they dropped her too suddenly, it would look like they were silencing a woman of color, a PR risk in itself. But continuing to support her, that was now damaging their image. So they started phasing her out quietly. Budgets got slashed, marketing plans disappeared, calls stopped being returned. Meghan wasn't officially fired, but let's be real, she was being frozen out, silently, strategically, completely. In Hollywood, it moved fast. What started as studio whispers became full-on industry gossip in days. Casting agents were warning clients, studios flagged her name in internal emails, and suddenly, anytime someone brought up a high-maintenance celebrity, executives would drop a new term, the Meghan risk factor. Translation, too risky to bother. Even people at Netflix who had nothing to do with her were catching heat. Teams on unrelated shows were getting grilled by reporters. How's Meghan today? Or, so is Bridgerton doing rap battles now? The shade was loud. And the pregnancy video? That was just the tip of the iceberg. People started digging up all her past projects. The failed Spotify deal, random wellness launches, a podcast that fizzled, brand collaborations that never stuck. It all got bundled into one narrative, a string of half-baked ideas, all wrapped in too much ego and constant PR mess. But here's the thing, Meghan wasn't backing down. Her team was still working overtime, trying to salvage the brand. They pitched a docuseries about reclaiming her story, a softer reboot of With Love Meghan, focused on motherhood, a tell-all book, even a fashion collaboration, anything that could turn the tide. Even with all those ideas on the table, nothing was landing. Meghan's team kept pitching documentaries, brand deals, fashion collaborations, but every meeting ended the same. People nodded politely, said they'd circle back, and then ghosted. This wasn't just rejection, it was avoidance. Meghan was used to hearing no from her acting days, but this was different. It felt bigger. It felt like the entire industry had quietly agreed she was now a walking PR risk. Back at Netflix, the legal team was already working on an exit plan. And the strategy? Let her fade out. No dramatic announcement, no renewal, no headlines. Just let the current contract run its course and never greenlight anything new. They'd still release season 2, try to recover some of the money they lost, and then quietly move on. No lawsuits, no drama, just silence. But even that approach came with a risk. What if Meghan didn't stay quiet? What if she flipped the narrative and even claimed Netflix was silencing her? That she was a victim of bias, corporate politics, or worse, cancel culture. The PR team was already on high alert. They started preparing for the worst, drafting responses, planning out statements, and bracing for a potential storm. And then, boom, the storm hit. A big-name Hollywood trade outlet dropped a full-blown expose. It had everything. Anonymous insiders confirming the test screening nightmare, descriptions of Meghan's onstage meltdown, and one brutal quote from a Netflix executive who reportedly said, "We had to take the mic out of her hand before she dug the hole any deeper." It went viral instantly. Social media exploded. Everyone had something to say. Celebrities, comedians, influencers, and of course, YouTubers. Reaction videos started popping up left and right. And Meghan, for the first time in what felt like forever, she totally went silent. No live streams, no press statements, no subtle brand drops, just complete radio silence.
A thought for Meghan's father. I mean, remember that Meghan took legal action because Thomas Markle dared to make public a letter which he'd received from his daughter. So on the one hand, we've got her, obsessed with privacy and refusing even to disclose the names of the godparents of Prince Archie, and then releasing intimate videos like this on the day that her daughter was born. I don't know, to me it smacks of hypocrisy.
People close to her claimed she felt blindsided, that she didn't realize how fast things had gone downhill, that she was shocked Netflix didn't stand up for her. But others in the industry believe the opposite, that she saw it coming but had no idea how to fix it. Meanwhile, Netflix was done. They moved on, pushed new talent, focused on safer projects, and in private made one thing clear: never again would they gamble on personality over content. It didn't matter how famous someone was or how loud their brand could be. If it wasn't solid, it wasn't worth the risk. And just when you thought the drama was over, South Park threw gasoline on the fire. Meghan's pregnancy video, the one with her twerking while holding her baby bump, got parodied in a full-on animated roast. It was savage, and it made everything worse.
Hey.
Did you know it's cold in there?
Yeah.
Must be an American thing.
It's not.
But wait, watch this. Amazing, right? This might be the smallest palace I've ever been.
So I went online to see what was new with Uncle Harry and Auntie Meghan, and I couldn't find a thing. I would have thought she'd have at least popped up in a tampon commercial by now.
We have to get jobs. I have to start auditioning again.
You were on the very famous show Suits. More popular in the States than even Friends, you told us.
Yeah.
Look, I love you and I'm willing to do whatever I need to do in order to be with you, Meghan.
Well, I think it's important we do this ourselves, Harry, and not live off your family.
I agree. We'll just have to find a way to make 50 billion.
Let's not sugarcoat it. South Park didn't just roast Meghan Markle, they absolutely obliterated her. This wasn't a light jab or some cheeky satire. This was a full-on animated hit job. In the episode, cartoon Meghan and Harry stood under a spotlight yelling about privacy, while literally chasing the fame they claimed to hate. It was brutal. And when they recreated her pregnancy reveal with wild lighting and fake slow-mo takes, Hollywood PR reps were probably clutching their pearls. That parody wasn't just funny, it was a full-scale public takedown.
We want privacy! We want...
Look at this town. There's just something about it. Oh, darling, I think this might be the place.
You really think so?
It's so quiet and empty here. If we moved here, then people would think we're really serious about wanting to be normal.
It does seem perfect, doesn't it?
Down with the monarchy! We deserve our privacy!
These people.
So here's how it all exploded. Meghan didn't just post that pregnancy video, she crafted a whole moment. Think dramatic lighting, belly caressing, power song playing in the background. But Trey Parker and Matt Stone saw that and said, oh, this is content. What they turned it into? An influencer cringe parody that had viewers howling. Instead of empowerment, it came off like a try-hard thirst trap. And Meghan, according to insiders, she was absolutely furious. The video she hoped would fix her image became the punchline of a viral cartoon meme. But the worst part wasn't even the parody, it was the fallout. As soon as the episode aired, Meghan's crisis team went into overdrive. Phones blew up across Montecito. Lawyers were put on standby, and while her reps were sweating bullets, executives over at Paramount laughing their designer socks off. Meghan reportedly scrambled to write multiple statements. She wanted to take back the narrative before it spiraled, but by that point it was already out of her hands. Her cartoon self was now hospital gown twerking in high definition, and Meghan, she'd officially lost control.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
Live from the television studios in Toronto, it's Good Morning, Canada. It has been several months now since our beloved Queen has died. All Canadians are finding it hard to go on. All Canadians, that is, except for our first guest, the Prince and his wife.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
Hey, thanks for having us on the show.
It's so awesome to be here. It's great.
Sources say she was pacing around her house, clutching her favorite girl boss mug, while everything collapsed around her. And no, she didn't find out from an official press release. Someone from Paramount actually tipped her off that the DEI special wasn't just tossing her a quick punch, it was centering the entire plot around her viral video. Cartoon Meghan, fake baby bump and all. It was being spotlighted while Cartman screamed, "Capture the pain." It was ridiculous. It was savage. And it was very clearly about her. Now here's the thing, Meghan's entire image is built on control. She's used to micromanaging her angles, captions, even her coffee table books. But South Park, they don't care. These are the same guys who clowned Scientology and made Kanye spiral. Meghan trying to slap them with a legal letter, that's child's play. According to studio insiders, South Park's legal team didn't even flinch. One executive joked that the angrier she got, the easier their promo team's job became. And it showed. The second that cease and desist letter leaked, boom, Paramount dropped teaser clips, including a fake PSA on respecting satirical birth plans. It was hilarious. Meanwhile, Meghan's team tried everything to shift the narrative. First, it was a draft op-ed blaming the media for attacking moms. Then came talks of a baby charity campaign, and allegedly someone even floated the idea of another Oprah sit-down, but nothing worked. Every move just made things messier. Her lawyers tried to warn her about the Stryizend effect, that pushing back would only make the situation louder. But by the time they did, it was already too late. Twitter was overflowing with memes, GIFs, and loops of cartoon Meghan doing a hospital hallway hair flip. Hashtag a royal twerk down started trending. And inside her Montecito mansion, Meghan was in full panic mode, reportedly begging her team to make it stop.
Meghan has put out this clip of her doing some pretty club dance moves, actually, in the hospital right before she gave birth to her daughter Lilibet 4 years ago. It's her and Harry. This has made big news around the world. Everyone's talking about it. It was actually just released, as I say, in honor of Lilibet's birthday, which was exactly 4 years ago this week. And Meghan put this out on her social media. And I guess the most interesting part of it is, we've heard a lot from Harry and Meghan, more than we've seen of other royals' personal lives in the past. But this sort of goes a bit beyond that, because we're actually seeing Harry getting down as though he's in a club. You're seeing him actually bend down and wiggle his butt around. Apparently this helps induce labour, and that's why Meghan and Harry were doing it. But it was also...
Meghan's brand might be built on empowerment, but now it's crumbling under viral memes, burned bridges, and one animated roast that just won't go away. But is there still hope for a comeback? Or are we witnessing the fall of a royal rebrand gone wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you're loving the chaos, and subscribe for more piping hot breakdowns. Trust me, this isn't the last twist in the Meghan Markle saga. Stay tuned.